Hello, people. It's one of those mornings.
Yeah, a beautiful morning.
One of those Tuesday mornings.
One of those beautiful Tuesday mornings.
Where you're just thinking, do I need to go to work today?
Well, yes, you do.
Yeah.
But don't worry, because we are coming to you live from TVC Communication Studios in Ikosi Ketu, we're going to make that day feel that little bit better.
Yeah, of course, when you see us pop up on your screens this morning looking all fresh and...
Yeah, all done up, yeah.
And awake. We look like we're awake, but we're actually not. We know it's time for Wake Up Nigeria.
So wake up, be great like us, yeah. And don't worry, let's ease you into your day. My name is Titilayo Oyinson.
And I'm Yomi Ope as always. We are streaming live on tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook. You can look us up on TVC Connect. Now, for comments, use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on the show. And
of course, joining us in the kitchen this morning to create some magic for breakfast, we have none other than Chef Tina Akpan.
Good morning.
Yeah, complete with the hat.
Yeah.
Always with the hat.
Always with the hat.
And we're excited. We're always excited.
Good morning.
When Chef Tina is around.
Hey, Mary.
Hi, I love your dress. It's beautiful.
Oh,
so gorgeous.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Mary, for talking to me about how nice my outfit is.
Yeah, whatever.
All right, so straight to this morning. Oh yeah, matching tie. Okay. I didn't notice.
Yeah, whatever.
First off this morning, we're going to be having a musical performance. That's coming up in a bit. And it's going to be live from Murphy Effiok Fred, simply known as Murphy.
Yeah. And from there, we'll be heading over to Super Mike. He'll be bringing us all the stories just in the world of entertainment. Now, a lot of you probably know what happened over the weekend, but we want to give you the juicy gist around it.
Coachella, Coachella. All right, and to gear us up mentally and emotionally from there, and of course preparing for the new school term, we have Izefwa joining us to talk to parents and their wards.
Yeah. It's back to school time.
It's back to school time.
The kids are out of the house, finally.
Yep.
And then Mike and Bella Rose will be talking about security online. Now, there's been so much in the news about online security. You know who we're talking about. Mm-hmm. And we have to talk about it and give people some key pointers. So, Mike...
Okay, Mike, just before we talk about what we want to talk about today, you guys are too much. You know, especially Yomi. You know, yesterday, we were talking about, you know, the whole comparison online. It's been the whole Beyonce and Michael Jackson. You know, something you said about Michael Jackson standing still. Now, that's what happened. Like, about 5 to 6 sites just put up that video for 1 minute.
Just 1 minute.
Fireworks, poof, guy just lands, bah.
And just stays.
People are mad, that's fainting, ambulance. Exactly, like 5, not just one video, like 5 different concerts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bah, just like this.
It just stands.
With that black and white shiny suit.
Yeah,
fainting.
There was one dangerous concert where he was coming down from like a crane.
Yeah.
Very slowly. No movement.
No movement.
Just having burnt his hair. But I'll admit that Michael Jackson would have been the only celebrity I would meet and faint.
I
know people say they faint. Anytime I hear that, I'm like...
I actually don't know what I would do.
But I would have fainted.
I really don't know. I'm usually quite composed in front of, you know, the average celebrity. But I say I don't know what I would do if I don't know if I meet MJ.
No, as in, you don't want to. Okay, I do meet him, but no,
I still remember
really,
when he passed on, people cried like they lost their own kids and father.
How about when he got married? People, there were a bunch of ladies in China and Japan that killed themselves when Michael Jackson got married.
Oh my God.
So in Japan, a lady, an 18-year-old girl jumped off a 62-story building in Japan.
Gosh. Wow.
On the day Michael Jackson got married, because she didn't believe that he would get married.
She was his, right?
I mean, I can't,
I'll just go, Michael.
I can't say
Michael. I love you, Michael.
Please.
So
okay, but then...
Are you kidding me? You cannot compare Michael Jackson to Beyonce.
But it's late now, it's late.
You know, but then...
That's your opinion.
It's all right.
No,
Yeah,
you
that's ours. But then, so, yes...
Beyonce is an icon for women.
Yeah.
That's one thing we cannot deny. She makes it the impossible seem possible.
You have to drag women
Right.
into the matter.
You're right.
You just have to,
When
because
did we
there's
say it was a
No,
male-female
because
issue?
we have Michael already there. Like, Michael is a legend. But Beyonce,
Okay, anyways, yesterday...
She's heading towards legendary status.
She is
more or
I
less
agree.
a legend.
She's
just
still
not
on
as
the
high
way.
as
She is.
MJ
She's
is.
still on the way.
Yeah, so yesterday I was a bit scared about my peeps in Abuja.
Yeah,
I had to
yeah.
put a call to 102 because of the disturbances, you know. I saw some videos yesterday, anti-riot police, and people were actually going up against the police. It seemed like...
I saw it. It
wasn't
was
cool. And this is just 5 minutes away from
really risky.
Aso Rock. It's not so far. It's central Abuja.
You know, it's the protesters were Shiite protesters that came from all over the country, mostly Sokoto, Kaduna, Zaria, and a number of other places like that. They're asking the federal government to free
El Zakzaki.
El Zakzaki, who has been incarcerated for almost 2 years now, based on disturbances in Zaria. So it's a dicey situation.
Very, it is.
They don't know what's going on with him. Some people have said something about his health. His wife is also there. So a lot of confusion. So I think it's important that we should also hear from the federal government on what they have to say about him, the status of his health, what's going on, so that these people can also...
We'll be definitely
Who's
looking
on the
out
news
for the
take
news
over from
bulletins
that.
to give us some more information about that.
All right.
Yomi and Titi have you with the headlines in the papers.
All right. Thanks so much, Mike. We're starting with The Punch this morning, and the headline, PDP Falana flay federal government as police shoot at Shiite protesters, arrest 115. Shiites injured 22 policemen, says the PPRO. And Nigerians have lost confidence in the military, Monarch tells Army panel. Federal government probes alleged contract inflation, asset diversion in 28 MDAs. And at the bottom here, herdsmen slay 4 policemen, 32 villagers. Soldiers kill 4 herders. Police primary school leaver practiced as doctor for 4 years. You'll find that story on page 4. Secondus got 250 million naira from Dasuki for special duties, says the EFCC. And soldiers invade Delta communities, ransack home for oil thieves. Finally, sex for Mark Professor. We may involve police, says the OAU VC. All on the cover of The Punch.
Well, that's a nice update to that particular story. It says on The Guardian, police, Shiites clash over detained leader in Abuja. Islamic group vows more protest. Stakeholders seek release of Adeyanju. It's a developing story there. We should really look out for more. It says here, APC, INEC reject Yakazai's claim on 2015 elections. YCE seeks probe of alleged rigging. Agbakoba urges vigilance over 2019 poll. I'm bothered about security, economy, not 2019 elections, says Buhari. It also says here, health workers begin indefinite strike tomorrow. Police lose 4 officers to herders' attacks in Benue. And on the tankers menace, residents' structures in grave danger as tankers, trucks defy Lagos government's military orders to quit bridges. That's what we have on the cover of The Guardian.
All right. And then the cover of The Nation has the headline, EFCC, 1.2 billion naira spent on cars for Secondus, others. It's campaign of calumny, claims PDP chairman. 2019, not my priority now, says Buhari. Abductors cut ransom on Otun Olubadan's twins to 10 million naira. Court rules on APC tenure extension on May 14. 6 policemen killed in Benue, Kano. Musa promises to bang in more goals. And finally, oil prices won't go higher than $70. You'll find that story on page 11 of The Nation.
And that's all we have time for now on the newspaper headlines.
And of course, the newspaper headlines are proudly supported by Dettol. Be 100% sure.
It's about time for us to take our fitness segment. And it's going to be really interesting this morning. It's Tuesday, right?
Oh, yeah,
So
Tuesday.
Yeah, we need to really get gingered.
Yeah.
I think Benjamin
Yeah,
is
so we're
right
getting ready
there.
for Benjamin to take it away with us.
Hello viewers, my name is Benjamin. Welcome to the fitness segment of your favorite show, Wake Up Nigeria. So the exercises we have today is low impact cardio exercises. So they are sure to challenge you. Alright guys, are we ready?
Yes, sir.
Alright, let's go. We're going this way. 1, 2. Are you guys ready? Yes, alright, come on, let's take it up. To the right and left. Right and left. Right and left. Squats and kick. Squats and kick. 3, 8, 9, and 10. Now the next exercise we'll be going is this way. 1. That's how we go. These are low impact exercises that you can do right in your home and they can challenge you. Guys, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go. Up and down. Up. Down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 to go, 9, and 10. Now the next exercise is feet, foot to hand. So you go this way. This way. Are you guys ready? No. All right, let's take it. Left to right. Are you go? 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now the next exercise is elbow to knee. We'll go this way. And we'll count to 10, we'll change to the other side. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then we'll change to the other side. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now the next exercise we squats this way and this way. Are you guys ready? All right, let's go. Let's take it off. To the left and right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So the next exercises are for the upper body. So we're going this way. All right, are you guys ready? Yes, sir. Position, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now the next exercise is the stand-up push-ups. We're actually working on the upper body now. So we know how to do the standard push-up. 1, 2. So let's do that to 10. Are you guys ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There you have it. These are the low impact exercises that you can do right in your home. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Benjamin, for that fitness routine. You're welcome to the kitchen right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Chef Tina is here with me, and I'm eager to see what she has planned today for us. Okay, so Chef Tina, what are we having today for breakfast?
Ofada sauce and ofada rice.
She has come again. Ofada rice and ofada sauce.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go over the ingredients.
Okay, for the ofada sauce, I have my tomato. I prefer using the green one, green pepper, green tomatoes.
Okay.
It's ideal, you know, when you're doing your ofada sauce.
Okay.
Then I have it all blended with onions. You blend it in such a way that you can see that it's not too blended.
Okay.
And I have my cow skin.
Bomo.
Cow skin.
Bomo.
Mary, cow skin.
Bomo. You go to meet the man selling meat and tell him, I want to buy cow skin.
You know, I actually sent someone, I wrote cow skin. She got there, she was like, one berry, which one is cow skin? She says, so we pick pomo. You know, this is, I have my parts here.
Okay, the beef, the
towel, the roundabout, and also
the
liver, kidney, and all that.
everything. Okay.
Already pre-boiled.
Okay.
Then I have my locust beans.
Essential for father.
Father, iru.
Iru. I thought you won't say that one too.
Then my onions, my seasoning cube, my salt. I have my smoked fish already fried.
What did you fry it
Dried.
in?
I fried it in the oil that I used.
Palm oil?
Yes.
Okay.
And the oil, you must bleach your oil.
This has been bleached.
This has been bleached already. It's ideal when you're bleaching your oil, just cover your
Just
pots.
a minute.
Yeah.
On your screen right now are the ingredients for ofada rice with sauce, okay? So you want to quickly scribble them down so you don't miss a bit, okay? So you said you're talking about the oil.
Bleaching oil, most times, you know, when you bleach your oil, everywhere is just full of smoke when you're bleaching. The ideal way to bleach your oil, just put your oil in the pot, you know, and cover it. It's actually good if you use this transparent cover, then you can see through it and see if the oil is
when
properly.
you open it, it just explodes in your face.
No, the ideal way to do it, when I want to bleach, even when I'm doing it in a large way, I take my pot, you know, far from the kitchen, maybe outside.
When you want to open it.
Yes, and I open it because I have a child that reacts to
such stuff.
stuff. So I always make sure that there is a way out. You know, then I have my boiled egg.
Okay.
I have this leaf called a way moi moi. Then I have the real ofada rice.
Is there fake one?
Yes.
Ah.
Mary, when I came in, you were like, what am I cooking today? It's just the aroma that made you, I have not cooked it at all. You were
the smell
like,
is usually very strong.
The smell was strong, and you were like, when I started parboiling it, I know someone has asked, are you making ofada? You know, so
ofada. So we're making ofada today. All right, so let's get started.
Okay. Your palm oil already bleached. Straight into
So it doesn't take long to start
Yes,
cooking because it's been bleached.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's a way you know when you're bleaching it. Just put your knife in it and you check it. You see it's not that red, like.
Oh, so it has to have this
it
kind
has
of
to have-
translucent
yes.
look. Okay.
You know, when you're looking at it, in you're like, is this vegetable oil
or honey?
or honey? Thank you,
Like
honey. You
very,
know?
very watery
So,
honey.
This one in. Then the next thing that goes in is your onions. Yeah.
I know you and your onions. They are always the second things to go in.
It just, please, when you're doing it, allow your oil to be hot, very, very hot, you know.
So it can sizzle
It can
and
sizzle, yeah.
the smell comes out really nice.
Yeah. So you just allow it for a while.
There has to be a lot of oil when you're making ofada, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
But for me, I really don't like that much oil when I'm doing it because we're all talking about healthy food and we just need to be careful the kind of intake we'll get into our body. Then for my cow skin, what I do is I use salt, seasoning cube and onions, you know, to parboil it. The reason why I do that, there are some cow skin that has this awful smell. You know, I don't know if you've ever been in a place whereby you carried someone bought pomo, according to...
On the bus.
Yes, and you're like, what's smelling?
You need to have a bath.
What's smelling? You know, I like, you know, pre-boiling it so the smell, you know, can go off the water for that. You know, you just pour it away. It won't get into your food because the strongness it is, it can just take over this whole thing that we are doing, you know, so. Okay, so salt, seasoning, cube and onions just when you want to pre-boil your pomo. Yes. But is this soft enough now? It's soft enough. And when you do it that way, there's something that happens. You have this nice taste. Oh. Yes, nice taste. So I can't wait, and I'm sure you can't as well. Ofada rice, ain't nothing like it. We have a musical performance from Murphy coming on after this break. I need you to stay with us. It's Wake Up Nigeria. You're still watching Wake Up Nigeria right here on TVC, and right now we're going to be having a beautiful performance, I'm already predicting, by Murphy. Now Murphy is a creative person in so many ways. His CV is like 10 pages long because he's a comedian, he's an actor, he's a model, he's a musician, he's a dancer. Just finish it later. Right now we'll just watch his performance. Over to you, Murphy.
Oh, thank you. Good morning, Nigeria. Murphy. I want back. Baby, it's got that up. Genuine. Come on, sharp. We'll go with the salad. Baby. Show wash. Boy. I want back. Oh, yeah. Show wash. Boy. Yeah, why you the fun punch? You find past Rihanna, always chilling in the corner. Fine face, no be by phone. Ugly girl with the red lips, fine shape with the big hips. Too much makeup, no be fine face. No come here on the front face. I be king from my area. I'm from Nigeria. Rihanna na my sister, Obama na my uncle, Dangote na my brother. I dey live for Asuro. Money no be my problem. Come them, I go solve them. I want back, baby, it's got that up. Genuine, come on, sharp. We'll go with the salad. Baby, show wash. Boy, I want back. Oh, yeah, show wash. Boy, Ibadan ni mo ti wá, ọmọ Yorùbá ni mí. Show don't trigger, shake us. You already know how I love a new game. Power like hustle, find recruit till they pay. Found agenda, I want my shaka 40. Found no control, don't just jump to naughty. Holy Spirit cover me, you joke my rock. Go run shema like I go in your parapo. One fair be mini berry, one fair be me modemo. Mole saw, mole weave, mojola muomo. I want to sort it, you want to go on the camera. I want back, baby, it's got that up. Genuine, come on, sharp. We'll go with the salad. Baby, show wash. Boy, I want that. Oh, yeah. Show wash. Boy. Taylor was a pastor. Obasanjo is the finest. Quarry on top bike. Shade the gun and the delta. Oh, yeah, shake. Jekalo. Oh, yeah, shake. Jekalo. Oh, yeah, shake. Jekalo. Obasanjo is the finest. Taylor was a pastor. Quarry on top bike. Shade the gun on your delta. I want back. Baby, it's got that up. Genuine. Come on, sharp. We'll go with the salad. Baby. Show wash. Boy. I want back. Oh, yeah. Show wash. Boy. I want back, baby, it's got that up. Genuine, come on, sharp. We'll go with the salad. Baby, show. Boy, I want back. Oh, yeah. Murphy on the microphone. for green. I beg come on. You don't die, you don't die. This guy idiot. Oh yeah. Ice.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was fantastic. That was fantastic. Awesome performance. There's no doubt about it. Oh, for a moment I was thinking somebody was going to fall because of all the moves and all.
No, that is how we do it.
Wow, you guys are great. Like, you just need one more person and there's a football team here. Okay, so Murphy and music. What is it with you and music? Why music, since you can do so many other things?
Wow, music is my dream. Music is that like a work to me. I love doing music because you know I can't do any other thing apart from music. I love doing music because it's a kind of information. Yes, and I'm also a comedian.
Okay.
I do comedy. I make people laugh, and I drag information to the whole world. So that's what I do.
Now, I have something about Shaku Shaku and Gangnam Style.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for someone to convince me that Shaku Shaku wasn't stolen from Gangnam Style.
No.
But what is the difference? Okay, show me Gangnam Style since you're a dancer.
This Gangnam Style.
So Shaku Shaku.
Shaku Shaku, you drag yourself, your hand back. That is Nigerian Shaku Shaku, Nigerian dance.
The Shaku Shaku I used to see is usually like this.
Shaku Shaku is like this.
Then Gangnam Style.
Gangnam Style is.
No job.
This is Nigeria. This is Igboro.
So what's the difference between Gangnam Style and Shaku Shaku?
Because that one is Chinese. This is Nigerian one. This is Nigerian Gangnam Style.
So it's a case of China versus Abana.
I did tell you.
Well done. Okay, so 5 years from now, what are you looking at to do with your craft?
5 years from now, I want to see myself in a higher position. Like I want to be myself. I want to be like Fela. More than Fela.
You have to contend with Beyonce first. Continue.
I want to go beyond Fela dream. I want to drop information and bring our youth together.
Fantastic.
With music.
I can imagine.
Yes.
You already begun your journey, so I wish you the very best on that.
Thank you.
All right, so it's over to Mike and Harry here for the entertainment news. Stay with us. Hi.
Mary, what happened? I didn't see you doing the dance. When they're teaching dance and you're not learning dance. But then wonderful, great performance there. Thank you very much, Murphy, and of course, Mary. So, it's entertainment news, the best part of the show. And of course, I've got the best man for that, Harry. How you doing?
Fine,
it's Harry in the house, and we have a lot to talk about.
Okay.
So let's get straight into it. Beychella. For people, just very fast, for people that don't know what Beychella is.
So Beychella is Beyonce at Coachella.
Okay.
Summarized into one word.
One word, okay.
The Beyonce went to Coachella and took over the entire music festival that has been going on since like 1999. Beychella was a huge deal because first of all, Beyonce was supposed to perform last year. But she got pregnant with Sa and Rumi, and so she's like, okay, we're going to do it this year. And she came with a bang. You know, she had Fela tributes. She had HBCUs, drumlines, you know, performing with her. She had Les Twins, who she used to tour with for a reunion tour. She had Destiny's Child reunite, making them the first girl group to perform at Coachella. And then she had Jay-Z come out to do a little rap with her. And her sister Solange, a dance number. So yeah, it was a very good, very great 2-hour set. It was streamed live on YouTube. And it was till today, Beyonce and Beychella is still trending on Twitter. So you can imagine the impact that
performance has. Now, but of course, after that performance, it's been trending. Michael Jackson and Beyonce battle has been trending. What's your thought on that?
I think that it is. I don't blame people for comparing. Michael Jackson was the greatest performer of his time. Okay. And but there's room for growth and room for improvement. You get what I'm saying? So Beyonce, people can, you know, the comparison is allowed. You know, if you are being compared to Michael Jackson, then it means that you're doing something right. Okay. To be fair. And so, but yes, Beyonce, no doubt, is a hard worker. She's a great performer. She puts a lot of thought and vision into her performance. So you know that she didn't just up and perform. You know that she, I mean, one of the tops she wore had, you know, Nefertiti, Black Panther, Black Power, Beyonce. You know, so it's all about empowering Black people and being as Black as she can be in a world that is not very, you know, favorable to the Black people with race issues in America, standing up for what is right. I feel like they are all because of Michael Jackson, there's a Beyonce. You get so you cannot, you know, take away one from the other.
Oh, great one. I just want to round up with this final note. There's this particular lady who posted something on Twitter. She said her sister wanted to go do something, wanted to walk before she ate, and she was like, "Oh, I'm tired, let me go eat." And then she was like, "What would Beyonce do?" And the sister just stood up and went to walk. That was a very cool one.
That's a good
what
one.
would Beyonce do?
That was a good one. Beyonce
Okay,
do,
now
yeah.
still on Coachella, Wizkid was supposed to perform at Coachella.
Yes.
But then he wasn't there. Why so?
Yes, Wizkid said he had visa issues. So his band couldn't get visa, so he couldn't make his Coachella performance, but he's going to be there next weekend to perform. And it's funny because, you know, the entire social media is angry about the entire situation because it's not the first time, you know, Wizkid's talking about visa issues. You know, and people are saying that Coachella's lineup has been out for the longest time.
Yeah.
You would have made adequate preparations beforehand, you know, so it's not a thing of you just, it's more of the moment, you know, issue.
That's his tweet where he said band had visa issues.
Yes, and I know that when people started calling him out on it, he said that my papa no be embassy.
No be embassy, yeah, exactly.
So he makes a fair point. I mean, he cannot go and stamp the band's visas.
But the point
at
is,
the same
when
time
you said this, Coachella is something that it's about the biggest music festival in the world. It's been there for a very long time. Years ahead, you know this is going to happen. They understand scheduling. They understand planning. So what's the problem with this dude? This is not the first time. Even up to personal gigs like Banky's wedding, he's always having visa issues or his passport is locked up somewhere. But anyways, we're looking forward to next weekend.
Yes, next weekend. Let's see what he does. We are worried that people don't compare him to Beyonce.
They should try to.
They shouldn't. But yeah, Wizkid's going to perform next weekend and we hope to see what he does at Coachella, yes.
All right, good. And then moving on from that, quite interesting piece now. We have the Kardashians in the news, and this is quite interesting. Khloe Kardashian has named her kid.
Yes.
But then there's the aftermath of the whole cheating scandal, and it seems as though she has moved on.
Yes.
Okay, so.
Well, sources are saying that she is in a place of love and light. As we know, Khloe has wanted to be a mother for the longest time.
Yeah.
And so for her, this is an opportunity to, it's her first time. She's dreamed of this moment for the longest time. She couldn't really be bothered about, you know, Tristan cheating rumors. I mean, it's been on since last year, you know, where he was caught in the club with some girls. They were making out, you know, and then the TMZ footage, you know, that came up just before she gave birth. And so Khloe's in a place of, okay, well, I've forgiven him, according to sources, though. Sources are saying that she's forgiven him, she's moved on, and she's in a place of love and light, and she wants to be the best mother to her child. So I think that is her focus right now.
Interesting. What's the child's name?
True, Tom.
True, man. Come on. What kind of you guys' name? There's Dream, there's True, there's Sa, there's Rumi, there's Not.
True is a really nice name.
There's Chicago.
Mike True is a nice name, you know.
Okay. You had to get the truth because your dad was lying. Okay, so let's finally let's see what are your thoughts on the nominations for the Headies. It's coming late this year, of course, but then it's still the Headies. It's about our most recognized musical awards show. So what are your thoughts about?
To be fair, it's not easy to put up an award show. It's not easy to do anything in Nigeria. It's a lot of hard work, and so it's good that they've tried to be as consistent as they could be.
Okay.
Davido is the highest nominee, for this year's Headies, but a lot of people are torn with some of the categories. You know, people are saying that some people nominated don't deserve to be there because of their song or their material didn't do as well as they would have hoped. However, the Headies is, I know the jury they've always stated that it's not a popularity contest. If you submit an entry and we think it's viable for the category, then you'll be nominated. It's not a function of if you're popular or not.
Great one, Harry. It's always great talking to you when we have entertainment stuff. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Hope to see you again very soon. All right, we'll head to the kitchen, but then we'll take a short commercial break. Don't go nowhere. It's still Wake Up Nigeria.
You're welcome again to the kitchen right here on Wake Up Nigeria. We've had some waking up to do in the garden, so we're back to feeding. All that, though I wasn't part of the dancers, but all that movement. I can't wait for this food to be ready. We're making ofada rice and sauce.
Yeah.
And Chef Tina Akpan has been super busy. So far, how did we reach here?
Okay, we had a bleach oil already on the pots, and we added onions.
Okay.
And then the next thing that goes in was the
sauce.
The tomato that I already blended.
Okay.
The pepper and the tomato I blended.
Okay.
Then I added just little seasoning cube.
Okay.
the beef.
I saw you putting in the beef just now.
Yes, I just put in the beef now.
Okay.
And then the next thing that will go in is actually the cow skin. The cow skin in it.
Okay.
Cow skin.
Okay. So I hear that we have somebody we are going to give this to. But you're the one that will do the serving. I'm not going to be a part of it.
Oh, wahala.
If it
Then
gets red,
my locust beans. My locust beans. I added little of locust beans before, so it can get into the sauce that I'm making right now. Then I added more.
Why are you adding more?
I'm going to put this one last.
Also?
Yes.
What's
I
the
like
purpose
that.
of the...
You know, when you're making ofada, if I fry my meat, my beef,
Yeah.
I always put little of the locust beans. The reason why I do that is even to the fish that you want to take a bite of, you feel that locust beans taste in it. You know, every day you get creative in what you're doing. So I tried it and I noticed that it was very, very lovely. So
because I noticed you barely used a cube of seasoning.
And because, see, when I'm cooking, already my stock has everything in it.
Okay.
You know, I don't, most times people, the same question you just asked now, you know, my stock is already there, and adding more of it is, I use at least maybe a seasoning cube, 1 cube, or maybe 2 for my stock already. Yes. So when I'm, you know, finishing, I won't get to add more into it. If I have to, maybe just little of it.
Okay. Now, if you're just tuning in, you haven't missed much.
Yeah.
We're making ofada. No, let me not tell them lies. You've missed a lot. That's the truth. We're making ofada sauce and ofada rice. The rice is boiling on the other side.
Yes.
And we've been working hard at the sauce. On your screen right now is the ingredients, okay, for the ofada rice with sauce. So if you missed anything earlier, you can quickly catch up on it. And if you missed everything earlier, you can quickly scribble it down, okay?
Then the next thing,
fried fish.
my fried fish. When I was frying my fish, I actually used little of the locust beans also.
As well?
Yeah.
So palm oil, locust beans to fry the fish. And it's not the regular fish.
Yes.
It's
the stock fish.
Is it stockfish?
It's stockfish.
Roast. I see them roasted.
Smoked fish.
Smoked fish.
Yes,
that's the word.
smoked fish.
So it's the smoked fish. You know those round ones that you buy, the big ones. You can get the small ones for about, I think, 4 pieces for 200 naira. That's for the very small ones. So
then, Mary, I'm going with this now.
that's the last thing.
The last thing
Our sauce is almost ready.
is almost ready.
Hi. See breakfast. See, you turned me to a Ghanaian just now. Breakfast.
Then your egg.
Now, what's the purpose of putting egg in ofada? I've always wondered at that.
That's ofada for you.
It can't be complete without egg.
Yes. Egg and that
I've
fish.
never eaten the egg with the rice. I just always feel it's like eating beans with egg. So for some weird reason, I just don't. So to see egg, and I'm like, wow.
This is it.
Oh my gosh.
Ready.
I need my mom's cooking right now.
Almost ready.
My goodness. Ejo for me rice 15 naira. No. The Inuero shadow.
Yes, there's
You know, when you buy these things and you're like, there's no how you can pass someone selling ofada and you don't want to stop
You don't
by
want
to buy.
to stop
That
by.
thing is like one kind of temptation I can't describe. You're just going on your own. JJ, you just had lunch. The next thing you just hear, F me 15 and you're like, what are they saying? Ofada. You might not eat it in like 4 hours time, but
Yes, so.
you just want to be a part of the ofada. Wow.
This is ready. Ready.
So if
because of the egg, I don't want the egg to get too cooked, so it will not
Okay.
push. So the rice is just here.
Okay,
Will
almost
be
ready
ready
itself.
soon.
Okay, so if I want to make this, how many people can this serve? I see you put 4 eggs. Is it for just 4 people? The sauce especially?
You know, it's not everybody that likes egg. This sauce here can actually go for like 10 people, yeah.
10 servings?
10 service, yeah.
Wow.
7. This can go even more than 10. Because, you know, father is just little. You don't pack it like that.
Well, I noticed you didn't really put pepper in this thing, no?
Pepper how? I blended the pepper, tomatoes.
Because there are some
onions.
others. I believe the reason they do that is so that you won't ask for too much stew when you're buying your father, because you get a spoonful of stew and you're like, oof. And then you huff and puff like the fox that wanted to blow the pig's houses down.
I would say wait until our guests have a feel of
No, I'm not waiting until the guests. Why am I here?
You wait for
I
us
will
to
tell
have
you
a
people
feel
what it tastes like first.
about it, then you'll be able to tell. You know, in here, someone was asking me how much pepper should I get? I said maybe you get pepper like 300, 450 naira, 100 naira tomatoes, you know, to go with it. And really, you don't have tomato if you really want to make this. But, you know, because of the way people are saying it's too peppery, we just had to, like, add little of it. So if I buy pepper, maybe like 600 naira, I can buy tomatoes maybe like 150.
You see why Yoruba stew is not recommended for white people?
You know,
so they don't dance makosa.
You know, for those that really don't like it peppery, you know, they will just, you can actually get more of the tomato.
How on earth would you
buy
buy
really, with the
pepper,
you know, when you cook tomatoes, before you know it, it's softened. You understand? But the pepper, like when you blend it, what you do is you have to cook it very dry. Very dry. So you won't start all over again, because if, as you can see, when you're taking that soup, your father's sauce, see, it's dry. You know, but when you do it like a normal stew, before you start frying your pepper, and you know, it's really going to be, it will take time, and it will be too cooked.
That your 300 naira pepper to 100 naira tomatoes. We'll leave it for the guests to try it. So the guests to
no, this one is not 300.
Don't worry. I don't even want to know.
The pepper here is 500.
It's okay.
500 naira pepper.
I'm sure our guest is watching us right now. Enjoy. Stay with us. Wake Up Nigeria continues shortly. Hey!
Oh yeah, we're back. It's been quite a fun time so far. This is the second leg of Wake Up Nigeria this morning.
Second leg. You're actually using your second legs from Sunday's
yeah.
Sunday's events. So you had to hire a fresh set of legs to be able to stand this way.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. No, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. But hopefully we're, you know, hyped up enough to get you something interesting enough to brighten up your day.
Yeah, so in case you're just joining us, we have some interesting things coming up your way shortly. First, of course, you know, we've been here since 7 a.m.
Yeah, of course.
And if you're wondering who this handsome gentleman is, my name is Yomi Obe. And who this beautiful lady is, her name is Titi Oyisan.
Nice comeback.
Because I saw you rolling your eyes.
Yeah, rolling them to the back of my head. But really, it's always great when we start the morning with you because, you know, we got you covered. Make sure you tune in because we're streaming live on tvcontinental.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria to participate in the show. All
right. So to help us out mentally, emotionally, and even physically, financially as well, for the school term coming up, we have Izefua joining us shortly to prep us, parents, on what we should do, what we should look out for.
And for security on social media, Mike and Bella Rose will be taking us through what we can do to make sure we're a lot more secure online. Very important stuff.
All right. So
it's online
so you guys
security.
Are like feeling yourself.
Don't mind
handsome man.
I don't know what got into your this morning.
I'm trying to understand as well.
That's being too narcissistic.
What?
Are you serious? I was just trying to reaffirm. You know that for the longest time, actually, and I'm saying this with all decency. For the longest time, I didn't think I was fine.
Are you serious?
When I was younger. So,
Wow.
so people used to say big head, you know, different things about me, flat nose. So I was conscious
Wow.
Of these things.
of this thing. So I would walk on the street and be thinking, are they looking at my big head?
Wow.
Or maybe my nose is too flat.
Wow.
You know. But then, when I got into university, well, just before I got into the university, I was about 17, 18. I started seeing people saying, you're fine, man. That's all right, okay.
About this.
You get, so
Gets my attention.
that began to change. So
Yeah,
it's,
perception.
Yeah, so but all of these things were internalized initially, and you know it was just later on that I began to have a change in mindset.
Wow.
So it's
You know, I
like
used to
actually
think this was
affirming
just me.
it.
Wow.
Because even till date, I've never really looked at myself as beautiful.
See this Barbie
Sometimes
doll.
when I see
Barbie doll.
jokes apart, sometimes when I see my photos, I actually look like, hey, I'm nice, and everyone says, you know, as if you, but they don't know that I'm not trying to like show you my picture. I'm like, oh, this looks good, and I move on because I always had this fear. I had a she's still alive, very, very beautiful aunt that decided to do some very interesting things because she's beautiful.
Okay.
So I always looked at her like, I don't want to know I'm beautiful. I don't want to recognize that I'm beautiful.
Wow.
And it became something that stuck with me from my childhood till date.
The way we raise our kids these days, we need to ensure we're not using our own mouths to talk them down, especially when it comes to their physical appearance or mental capabilities. You know, because man, I was like an ironing table, and it was because they told me I was an ironing table, and I know what I mean by an ironing table. Yes,
It actually helps if you're the one telling your children continuously, you're beautiful, you're handsome. It helps their self-confidence. It doesn't actually spoil them, it helps them.
Do you people get that part?
What?
Ironing table.
Excuse me, you can see the curves already.
We just
That was
let
like, what, how many years ago?
But then, but the point is that, like, I've seen that people can grow out of that particular.
Yes.
Look at me. I mean, look at.
Yes.
Look at
You
Titi now.
definitely
What?
Once an ironing table. Today,
Titi,
a
could you
beautiful
please?
queen.
Okay, no.
There's
Your
no time.
modeling days.
There's no time.
There's no time, yeah?
No
Alright,
retirement
guys.
business now.
Ironing table. I can't get out of my mind.
You will never let this.
Now, the headlines in the papers coming right up next. It's Yomi and Titi. Have you on that one?
Thank you, Mike. Let's start with the cover of the Nation newspaper. It says, one feared dead, 22 officers injured in police Shiite members clash. On page 9, there's more on that. EFCC say 1.28 billion naira spent on cars for Secondus. Others, it's campaign of calumny, claims PDP chairman. 2019, not my priority now, says Buhari, who met with Theresa May yesterday. 32 feared killed in Nasarawa. Multiple attacks. Kwara monarchs get 49 million naira arrears. Court rules on APC tenure extension May 14th. Abductors cut ransom on Otun Olubadan's twins to 10 million naira. And finally, oil prices won't go higher than $70, it says here. More on page 11. That's what we have on the cover of The Nation.
Up next is the Daily Sun and the headline, 41 killed in Benue, Kano, Nasarawa. Wow. And 4 policemen, villagers, herdsmen among the dead. 11 missing, German engineer kidnapped. Wow. And then we have a photograph on the cover of the Daily Sun and a number of other newspapers there. Members of the Islamic Movement of Nigeria hurling stones at the police during a protest over the detention of their leader, Ibrahim El-Zakzaki, in Abuja yesterday. And then 2 shot as police raid Masob's secretariat. Ohaneze kicks, demands investigation. I'm more worried about security economy than 2019 polls, Buhari tells British Prime Minister. And World Bank won't grant loan to any state without Kaduna, says El Rufai. That's all on the cover of the Daily Sun.
On the cover of the Nigerian Tribune, it says, herdsmen's attacks, 32 feared killed in Nasarawa, 4 policemen killed in Benue. Police officer killed, foreign national kidnapped in Kano, 2 Ondo local government staff members abducted. Pandemonium as police Shiites clash in Abuja. 115 arrested, 22 policemen injured. Really sad there. U.S. wants Nigerians to focus on secured nation more than 2019 elections. I'm bothered about security, economy, Buhari tells British Prime Minister. And then finally, man hangs himself after losing European Champions League bet. That's on page 31. More on that. That's what we have on the cover of the Nigerian Tribune.
Mike will be interested in that story.
True.
Well, that's about all that we could take on the cover of the newspaper
really sad, though,
this morning. And of course, the newspaper headlines are proudly supported by Dettol. Be 100% sure.
All right. So, well, quite a lot of information on the papers these days.
Especially with the protests happening in Abuja yesterday. A couple of people have been arrested already.
Let's take a break, shall we? We'll be back. It's still Wake Up Nigeria.
All right, welcome back. Now, a recess signifies the end of a school term, and kids get to stay at home and be generally less inclined to strict routines, especially bedtime.
But a new school term resumes, or it's just resumed, and of course it can be quite challenging to get back to adhering to those strict routines again. And now, parents have to put in extra work before heading to work. So it can be generally very stressful, hard for all to get involved.
Yeah, of course, you're screaming parents,
Yeah.
get out of bed, put on your uniform,
Yeah.
wear your socks, and things like that. So
Wear your socks. Wear your socks in the morning.
yes, sir,
dear
wear
me.
your socks.
So
You are
is
trying
it
to find
for-
your own socks, and then you're looking for the socks of somebody else. It's crazy.
Morning.
Yeah.
No.
More chaos because it's done in the morning.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, so-
Izefwa is here to help us through this emotionally and psychologically stressful situation. And she's a parenting coach. Izefwa, what do we do?
It's a Monday. So
What do
parents-
we do? Give ourselves permission to be human. Okay?
Exactly.
I think that for me, that is the place where I find the safety, where the truth is every human being, both children and adults, we're all wired to adapt.
Okay.
And that means if for a period of time you've done a particular thing over and over and over again, biologically, neurologically, you're wired to adapt to that. It's just like you learned how to drive. You don't think anymore. You begin to work on autopilot to just going, and then you find yourself where you're going. The same thing happens with the children, even us as parents. The holiday, we drop our guards. Some parents don't, however, but most parents do. We stretch bedtime and everything. And they've adapted to that because it's fun.
Of course.
They love it. That's why I said we need to give ourselves permission and the children permission to be human. And that would mean, so if I say that, someone will say, are you saying we should just let everybody do what they like? Of course not. It would be a fine blend of patience and push,
Okay.
where I understand that we are shifting from being unstructured to now getting more structured. However, I require to be patient with myself and with the children while they adapt to the new routine.
Okay, so sometimes it gets to the extremes. Like, okay, so parents are actually so relaxed now that the children are late for the school bus.
Yes.
You know, or they forget their lunch at home.
Yes.
Or they go to school without socks.
Yes.
So are you still saying we're human?
So permission, that's why I said permission to be human is a blend of patience and push. The patience helps you emotionally and how to deal with it, but the push helps you to enforce structure. Now, the structure is not the day school resumes. You know, when we started, you were saying you're looking for your socks in the morning. That is a big flaw because it's going to cause further chaos. The structure is even before the school day. As a parent, as the family leader, you need to be able to create an environment where the things that should have been put in place have been put in place. And this doesn't mean you have to put it in place. They support, you jointly put it in place. A typical for me was, I took my kids out, we went to buy their stuff together, things they required for school. I thought that was really important. They wrote out their list. What do you need? Do we have cereal? Do we have biscuits? So it's we're doing this together.
Okay.
And then, yeah, go on.
Yeah, I was going to, because I mean, as a man, I usually talk from the point of structure, and I like that you're already talking about going shopping and all of that. So is there a, let's talk about like best practice. So this is the perfect example of what we should do. So we go shopping, and then what's the next thing to do?
So it's not the next, it's one of the things. So because every family is different.
Yeah.
I think when you talk about best practice, basically setting up a routine. And the practice that is effective, I find effective, is not lording it over them, but doing it with them.
Okay.
So together you come up with, what do you need to do besides the supplies? Even routine in terms of wake up time, bedtime, written down routine. In fact, I think for my kids, it's now like, they almost say it. Like my husband was having a conversation on Saturday night, and my baby, she's 3, she was saying, yes, we're going to wake up in the morning, then we'll brush our teeth, then because over time, those are routines that you've established with them. Okay. So it's setting those routines, and if you can make it visual, yes, please. They write it, if you have kids that can already write, they write it with the time that they need to get it done. So the routine becomes the prompter. No longer you saying all the time, go and do this. So to create more peace, you can direct them, what does your routine say that you should do right now?
All right. Okay, so I'm thinking there's a lot of strain financially for parents at this point in time. So all this one you're saying that, oh yeah, go with them, write the list, we'll go and shop. Parents are thinking, man, where am I even going to get the money for this? Okay, you know what, let me take out of this savings account. Let me take out of this fund that I've been, stashing somewhere. So how do you think is the best way for parents to prepare financially for back to school?
So the financial part and the money-making part, Titi, you will get the finance expert to tell them how to make the money. Okay, but I will talk about the emotional part of the financial part, because we know that when there is we all know that money is one of the biggest stressors in families. And when there is a lack of money, stress level increases. But in truth, it doesn't increase for everyone. Okay. Depending on how you choose to self-regulate. So by that, I mean, you know yourself, you know your pattern as a dad or as a mom. What I mean by pattern is you know that when there is no money, I do
this, or
this is how I react instead of respond. And for me, it's having the long goal in mind, the end you want. At the end of the day, when I get the fees paid, at the end of the day, when I finally get the money to do all of this, who do I wish I would have been while I waited?
Right, right.
Okay.
Right. So that's a good one. I wanted to also refer to the kids again. One of the things that I remember doing a couple of days ago was sometimes, there are certain kids that who don't like school, and then others like school. So what I then tried to do with them, I think one of the younger ones, was to tell him, are you excited to go back to school? You're going to be seeing your friends, and I mentioned a couple of the names of a few friends, because I know that particular one, she doesn't really like going to school like that. Yeah. And then I mentioned the names of a couple of people that she hasn't seen in a few weeks, and then she lit up because
that's motivation.
Yeah, so motivating them to want to go back to school.
I really love that, because we now know that for people to do better, you require a lot of positive emotion for you to even be motivated to do more and do, because a child that doesn't want to go to school, there are certain things maybe around school that demotivate sometimes. So redirecting her focus to the positives about school, then you begin to motivate her to want to be among those people, and that's powerful. Yeah. So there are other ways you can motivate the child to get back to school. So for a child, for example, who struggles academically, as a parent, if your focus is on how they would perform, it's actually very discouraging. But if you can redirect them to have a mindset that you can grow, I've talked about this on the show, the difference between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. You can grow. This time is an opportunity for us to try again, to improve, to work together. I'm here to support you. What do you need for me to do differently? That's another way to stem motivation for that child whose withdrawal is, school again.
Okay. Yeah. But in the same vein, sometimes it gets all the way to fear. There are some children that are actually afraid to go back to school.
So we need to, fear is an emotion, and fear is telling you something. It's a message.
That's sending a message to the parent.
To the parent, even to the child. So any human being who is exhibiting fear, that fear is a message, and we see it as negative, but in truth it's a positive. It's it can be positive because it gives you information on what to work with. What do I mean? If a child is consistently afraid about something, a human being, it's a message that something is threatening me and I need to protect myself to survive.
Okay.
So as a parent, my responsibility is to support the child through coaching with questions. That's powerful. What exactly are you afraid of? So if you go back, what do you think would happen?
Okay.
When you use questions, and then you must validate that fear, not why are you afraid now? Is that really why you're afraid? Once, it's not going to go away when you sweep it away.
Okay.
It won't. So I can see you're so frightened to go back to school. What's going on?
Okay.
With a lot of care, with curiosity, that's powerful. Not curiosity to shift them, but to really, really deeply understand what's happening.
Okay.
Why don't you want to go to school? You'll be surprised that there may be a child in school bullying the child. The child
is
is
a teacher.
Even a teacher bullying the child. But if you shelve it, you do not get to the root while this child is self-preserving. So if you can get to the root while this child has chosen to self-preserve, because that emotion, like I said, is saying something is going on, you can help solve it.
I really wish we had time to keep this going, but I know we can go online to our social media pages at TVC Connect with the hashtag WakeUpNigeria. And of course, our clip will be on YouTube before long.
Yeah,
Please
and of course,
sure
you can follow
comment.
Izefwa
Yes.
as well at
Izefwa.
Izefwa on Instagram.
Yeah.
She's always pretty active.
We
so much.
need to go on a short break right now. Mike and Bella Rose will be here with us, giving us some information on tech.
All right, I'm actually putting up a post now about tuning in to watch this particular segment, Tech. So there's a lot we get to do on social media every now and then. So it's quite pertinent that we talk about security, how to ensure that you are secure online. And there's no better person to talk about that than Bella Rose.
So good to be back.
It is. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, so let me share the post first, and I will talk about security.
Okay.
Yeah, done.
Do not turn on your location, though.
Okay, now that's the first
that's one.
That's the first, because now we have a number of apps that would always ask for location.
Absolutely.
Well, of course, when you're looking at cab apps and all of that, and then
maps
some
and
other apps
whatnot.
and all of that. Location. There's that thing that what's it? Pear? Is it pear shaped? What's it? What shape will you give it? You know, that's
call it pear shaped. It's almost like a pear.
Has that kind of shape. But then location. What do you mean by not turning on your location?
So sometimes people get carried away with the fact that they are in new locations and they feel the need to intimate every person who visits their social media pages on where they are. That might be very dangerous because, quite honestly, as much as it can be fun sometimes, that might give access to your location to people who don't necessarily need it. I mean, there are weird people every day, right? We remember the issue with Kim Kardashian sometime last year, 2 years ago, when she was mauled by a fan.
In France, in
If
Paris.
perhaps they didn't know that she was there, beyond the fact that she's a popular person, you know, people would not necessarily know where you are, so they cannot exactly track you. Now, sometimes people say it's okay to turn on your location because of safety purposes. People need to know where you are and stuff like that. But you also need to be careful about how you share all your locations. People can trace you, they can follow you, and you may not even know. So things like this you need to be careful with. Decide when it is okay. This location thing is highly personal. You need to now sit down and decide for yourself when
best for you
to turn on your location. But you shouldn't do that every single time.
All right, cool. So let's go to other pointers now. General online security, passwords and all of that. You know, yeah, okay.
Spot on. Change your passwords as much as possible.
How often?
So say once in a year. That's not bad. Or twice in a year.
Twice in a year.
Twice in a year is not bad.
And
change your passwords as much as possible, and don't use very easily guessed passwords. People use their birth dates or their children's birth dates as their password, or the last 4 digits of their phone numbers and stuff like that. That is not safe. People can guess these things. You would not believe that even the almighty Mark Zuckerberg also had his social media pages hacked a while ago when his password was guessed. His password was da da da. And it was guessed, his systems were hacked into. Yes, that happened for every of his social media platforms. And speaking of passwords as well, do not use just one password for all your social media accounts. Make sure that your Twitter account has a different password to your Instagram, your Snapchat, your Facebook, your email. Do not use one password for all of them, because if you do, if I'm able to guess your Twitter password, I will definitely be able to hack into your Instagram and your Facebook and your email. So make it a bit harder for the hackers by using different passwords. Use names, numbers,
special characters,
uppercase, lowercase letters. These things kind of confuse people.
right?
Then,
So do
but
that.
then it's a problem because we have issues of forgetting our passwords. We know that.
That's why
if you forget a
good
password
to change it. And honestly speaking, because there is always that provision to reset your password with your email, that is fantastic. So as long as you have that, man, I don't even stress myself. I forget my password. I'm like, forgot password, please. Let's do this again.
Let's
I don't have a problem with that. Let's reset that.
Great one. All right. So moving on from that, what other pointer do we have?
If you have any social media accounts that you don't use anymore, close them.
So
maybe
just
you forgot the password 2 years ago and it's like, I can't remember. I don't remember the email I used to open is. Let me open another one. And then you forget that one. That is not safe because someone could hack into that account and get your information and still impersonate you. You might have a separate account that's active, but they can also use that account to maybe make weird demands from people. To ask for favors, etc. So if you have an account that is dormant and you're not using, close it. Try to look for how to shut it down, destroy it. Else, the information that exists there, just out there in the wide open internet space, can be used against you.
I've seen accounts like I see some Facebook profiles where the last time person posted was 2013, 2012, and then you go and see the person has, because it makes it, Facebook makes it easy, so you can open another account.
Exactly.
And have like 2 or 3, and then this person posted last 2012 on this particular account, and you have your pictures there.
They're
you have
still
some
there.
part of your information there. So stuff we're saying now is that those kind of accounts
shut them down.
Be shut down.
Facebook even allows for people who maybe have family members who are dead to report, because sometimes people actually die and you don't know that they are dead. Their accounts are still there. So you can actually report that this person is late and you can take the account down because they don't leave any.
Would you have to have registered as a next of kin or something?
Not necessarily. As long as you're able to prove that you are a relative of sorts,
they can definitely close it down.
Exactly.
All right, cool. All right, so what other points do we have?
You mentioned pictures earlier on. Now, if you know that, if you notice, sometimes you do a Google search. You can go. Have you Googled yourself before?
Yeah. Does it time when I'll go? No, look at it. I'll go Mike and I'll go Messi, and then they'll be like, they'll give me a suggestion. Are you sure? As in like, I'm like, no, my name just even if it's just 2 searches, just give me my name. So I started searching more often, even if it's just only me.
I know, right?
You know, but hey,
so sometimes when you search yourself, you find that some information you put on maybe Instagram or especially Facebook sometimes appears in your search queries. So that's one of the reasons why people are they're not exactly excited about how people can use their pictures for anything.
Okay.
Now, if you put pictures on Facebook, the chances are that if somebody searches for anything, maybe a term, TVC presenter, cool TVC guy, tech guy, or whatever, your picture will come up. It is possible for you to turn off indexing your Facebook posts on the internet. So if somebody Googles you and they don't necessarily find your Facebook pages because you have checked that mark that says I can leave out my Facebook data from general search results. So that way your information is very, very private.
Personal, yeah, it's private.
It's not open to just anybody who knows your name and just searches you up and then sees everything that you post.
You know, people think that it's just easy Facebook, but there's a whole lot when it comes to settings that you can. Maybe just one day we should just take different social media networks and just focus on them.
Focus on them, absolutely.
I can make that particular network safer for you. Is there any other point I want to give?
So you need to also check your inbox for suspicious logins. Sometimes hackers can just send you those emails and say your email has been logged into. Be very careful. Even the links that you click on Twitter, on Instagram, and Twitter and Facebook, for instance, there are links flying everywhere. Be careful. Don't click everything that you see. Some of these things have access to your information and they can just usurp your data. And third-party applications as well that tell you we need to have access to your gallery, access to your contacts. Be careful how you accept them. Because when you click that accept, they really have access to all your data. And they can use it anyhow.
I'm very, you know, that stuff, I kind of like, I'm always very careful. At times, there are apps I want to use, and once they ask for that, I just forget it.
People don't even read what these apps are asking for. They just click yes. It's really just an app. Be careful what you click yes to.
It's always great having to talk with you. Like I said, next time we'll focus on different particular apps and then talk about the settings.
That will work.
All right, cool. Okay, all right. So let's head over to the kitchen, of course. Titi has been singing there. I don't know. Yomi also has joined in the singing. Mary is there. What's up, guys? How has the end product? Let's look at the end product.
You know, when Chef Tina is in the kitchen, the end product is always the end product.
And I happen to be today's celebrity guest. So thank you guys so much for welcoming me to the kitchen.
So I've been singing for my breakfast.
That's what I've been doing. Chef Tina's in the house. Sorry.
Chef
I just
Tina,
had to get it off my chest.
this
How
is
did we
beautiful.
arrive at
This
this?
is really, really,
Ofada
really
rice and sauce.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Bella.
It's
Hey,
Bella Rose.
Bella. How's I it the going? guest? Yes, you're the guest for today.
Yay. So I sit here.
And while
Yes.
that is going on, if you don't know her, she's also on Instagram as Not Bella Rose.
Yes, indeed.
So she's denying her
not Bella Rose.
identity.
But really, if you want
And
something to make you laugh, just check out
Just
that
check out
handle.
her videos. She's amazing.
Thank you so much.
All right, so let's talk
All right.
about today's meal, Ofada rice and
Ofada
sauce.
rice
Chef
and
Tina
Ofada
Akpan.
sauce. Yeah. I was just telling Yomi, I said, when you go to parties, you know, you have variety way of dishing your Ofada, you know, and you see, there's something whereby when you see it, you're like, yo, bring it to my table. Not that normal way of pa, pa, pa. You understand? You know, you just make it very nice. And when you get there, you know,
This is really nice.
It's
the way it's laid out and everything.
Okay.
It's
so
really
you can just look out for it, and maybe when you want to dish for your husband, maybe parties and stuff like that, do something different, not the normal thing. For the Ofada sauce, I had my green pepper, green tomato,
Bella
I had
Rose some.
onions blended, not too smooth for it. Then I have
You
my
want to take a
locust
picture?
beans.
Bella, we're live on TV. You want to snap picture?
She
I
can.
have
Go
my
ahead.
locust beans.
Okay, locust
and-
beans, yeah.
Yes, I have my cow skin. Mary calls it bomo.
It's pomo.
Oh, cow skin, right.
And I have my smoked fish. Then before you make it, you actually bleach your oil. You don't use that red oil like that. You bleach your oil just
Fantastic.
for a while. And
You like? You like?
She's
You like?
speechless. for
Didn't
the
you hear
first
me
time.
singing? I was singing. I was off key because of this food.
This food for champions.
But we have to wrap up right now.
Yep. And thank you to our friends at Homely NG for the kitchen accessories.
And of course, shout out to Fola at Fola's Place for styling our hair. We love you, Fola.
And a big thank you to all our guests for joining us today.
Yeah.
Izefua,
Bella Rose.
not Bella Rose.
Not
Bella Rose
Bella-
and not Bella Rose. Both of them came this morning.
It's
And,
been fun.
A big thank you to Chef Tina
thank
for a job well done.
you.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you very much.
We've
All
had a
right, we'll
great
see you
time.
again tomorrow, Wednesday.
Have a lovely
at 7
day.
a.m.
Bye.
Have a great day.